yet. But the thing is, this points to something even bigger about the press. It points to something that underlies the press's corruption. The press is corrupt because they're all Democrats. That's what makes them corrupt, okay? But there's something underlying that is also a kind of corruption of the intent of journalism, the purpose of journalism. The argument that we're in is mostly not an argument about what problems we have. I mean, there's some stuff like the panic over global warming that I think is nonsense, but still, we all agree that we want the poor taken care of, that healthcare gets expensive. We all, we agree on these things. The argument we're having is the role of government. The founding principles of this country is that the federal government should not be in control of your life, that they should be limited to the things that are the powers that are enumerated in the Constitution. And for a century at least, the left, through the courts, through bad decisions, through bad laws, through bad use of regulation, has been eating away at that. So a lot of times what they'll say is, well, everybody should have a living wage. And you say, no, that's ridiculous. The press, if you become dependent on the government has power over you. They'll say, well, you don't care about the poor. You say, yeah, I care about the poor. We're discussing something else, okay? That's the argument we're in. The press is dedicated to giving the government more and more power as long as the government is them, as long as the government is their friends, it's their elites. And it doesn't matter Republicans or Democrats, elites are elites, okay? The thing about politics is it's not really about personalities. Personalities matter, I get that, but it's about policy. It's about policy. Look at Seattle. Look at San Francisco, where leftist policy, LA, where leftist policies have littered the streets with homeless people, with addicts, with drug addicts. Look at Baltimore, where the mayor is under investigation for selling her self-published children's books to the University of Maryland for like $500,000, where there's corruption. Look at New York City, which after being lifted out of hell by Rudy Giuliani while he was attacked every day for racism and all the usual things, it's now sinking slowly back. The murder rate is climbing, the subways are going down, the quality of life is declining. Every time I'm there, it's gone a little bit down because they now have a socialist administration. Crime spiking, all this. It's all about the policies. It's all about the policies. And to keep from pointing out the fact that left-wing policies make life worse, the press focuses on personality. And Trump, God love him, is all personality. He's got a great, great big personality for them to focus on. But think about this. They distract us with that, with Nixon's sweat and Kennedy's good looks. And once they do that, they're absolutely free to be as biased as they want, okay? So if Mitt Romney comes out and says, I put women in binders, they make that into some sort of big deal, which it's nothing. It's nothing. It's not a news story. It has no effect at all. We all knew what he was trying to say. It's nothing. But if Ted Kennedy leaves his mistress to die, slowly drown in a car underwater, he's the lion of the Senate. When you're just covering personalities, there's no responsibility whatsoever. If you're covering policy and the results of policy, then you have to explain why San Francisco is a hellhole, why that beautiful city has become a hellhole, why Portland has lost the rule of law, why Seattle is a hellhole, another beautiful city turned to garbage by the left. They do not want to cover policy, and that's the corruption. That's the way their corruption works. They are corrupt because they're all Democrats. They are corrupt because of that. That makes them corrupt. But the way their corruption expresses themselves is by using our natural yearning to see personalities and making that an excuse to cover up the policies on the left that do not work. Obama's policies didn't work. Trump's policies do. Everything else is just noise.